So you've got a great idea, and it's going to make you a lot of money. It's time to buy that domain and start selling, right? Well, I'm going to be Quell Your Excitement Quentin and tell you to slow down. Before you rush into investing time and money in your business, there are some important things to do. Hi, I'm Quentin, and this is Homebase. First things first, you'll want to begin the process of developing a business plan. A business plan is a document that details every aspect of your potential business so you can work out kinks and proceed with tasks in a thoughtful and streamlined way. But business plans are often very detailed and complicated. So to help you kickstart your business planning journey, we've developed a simplified 10-point business startup checklist to get you thinking critically about your business. The first item on the list is to provide an elevator pitch for your product or offering. This should include your mission statement, what the product is, how it serves your customers, and how you are different from, and hopefully better than, the competition you're facing. When you're developing your elevator pitch, it's important to talk about what problems your product solves, how you bring a new angle to the market, and what a customer can expect when they interact with your business. Second on our tip list is to think about what platform is available to offer your product or service. Are you planning on selling exclusively online or providing your service remotely? Will you be reaching out to retail stores to establish a vendor relationship? Or perhaps you'll make your products at home and sell them at an in-person market. There are a ton of platform options available to home-based businesses, and a hybrid version of these scenarios may be something to consider. What's in a name? That's number 3. Branding is extremely important as customers will resonate with different logos and branding styles. You will want to consider carefully a business name and visual style that accurately represents your brand and your product. It never hurts to do a little market research within your business type and see what has worked for others. Just make sure to be unique and true to you. Authenticity and something that is new to customers will help you stand out. And there are kind of boring but important things to consider when choosing a business name and mark. First, you will want to make sure you do a search within your Secretary of State's business name registry to make sure the name you prefer is available. And if you're looking to trademark your business name or mark, you'll also want to do a search on the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office's website to ensure that you're not wasting any time or money on a name or mark that's already been taken. We've included a helpful link to do your own trademark search in the description below. And somewhat in the same vein as logo design and branding, fourth on our checklist is marketing. How are you going to get the word out about your business? There are a lot of great free ways like social media and word of mouth, but depending on your revenue goals, you may want to consider a budget for marketing. You can consider advertising on digital platforms like YouTube, Pandora, or Hulu. Or you may even want to sponsor a podcast or video channel that speaks to the subject matter that your product falls under. If your clientele is geared locally, it doesn't hurt to join a meetup group or your local chamber of commerce. You could also offer an introductory course in your specialty for free or a reduced fee to gain clientele outside of professional groups. For product-specific businesses, sales and discounts are a great way to entice people to your new business. Our fifth item to consider is business partnerships. You may begin your home-based business with family or a close friend and find that over time, the stress of the business can degrade your relationship. Before you ever get to that point, you'll need to define responsibilities, ownership percentages, and individual roles very carefully. Contracts are always a must-have in a business partnership. Sixth on the list is arguably our sexiest topic, business insurance. Every business is unique and will have different liabilities. An online business will have very different liability coverage than in-person retail. Getting a quote from an insurance broker will help determine your first year's budget needs. Seventh is all about structure. Well, business structure, that is. Luckily for you, our next episode will be covering the most pertinent structures for a small home-based business. We will be discussing sole proprietorships, partnerships, LLCs, and S-corps. Besides the great info we provide, you'll want to do research to understand which structure is best for your business, with different protections, taxation, and legal hurdles to set up. You may even want to consider contacting your accountant or lawyer to see which structure they would advise. Eighth on the business checklist is startup cost projections. You'll want to get really imaginative here and think of all the ways you'll need to spend money to get everything set up for your business launch. On top of branding, marketing, insurance, and business filings, there's a lot to consider. Here's just a short list to get your heart rate going. Where are you selling your product? How much does that cost to host? What's your payment structure? Will you be paying for card processing or online payment systems? If you're producing a product, what's the cost of manufacturing? How much do you need to manufacture to make a profit? How much will you need to pay for inventory, supplies, or tools to create that product? Do you need to pay for employees? Consider doing some deep market research. What are the costs of goods and what can you resell them for in a reasonable market? If you provide a service rather than a product, what are the market rates for services offered? If your business structure is a vendor providing products to retailers, you'll want to invest in some professional packaging. If you're selling at markets, how much does it cost to be a vendor? Will you need to invest in a nice booth display? There's definitely a lot to think about. You'll want to consider everything to give yourself a realistic startup cost. Our ninth item is definitely not the most fun to consider and can be very costly up front. We're talking about legal advice. Do you need to seek legal services from a lawyer to make sure your business can launch smoothly and without lawsuits? If it's necessary for your business to have patents, trademarks, copyrights, or terms of service, you may want to seek some advice from a lawyer. Some of these tasks can definitely be researched and done by us normies, but I'm no legal expert. The 10th item to consider is your first year's budget. How much do you need to save up for your first year of business? This may not apply to you if your side hustle has developed into a full-time gig, but if you're planning on expanding your business, this could be something to consider. Add up the estimated costs we've listed and estimate how much a year of spending would be. Then ask yourself, are you okay with a potential business loss, and can you survive financially with that loss? If not, it may be good to rethink some of your costs and start out a little more simply. If the market loves your business or product, you can always scale up from there. And if you're comfortable with the numbers you've estimated, it's time to start saving and ticking business tasks off that list. Thank you so much for watching. And I have to ask, did you enjoy this episode? If you did and would like to support Homebase while also receiving some digital downloads, please visit our Patreon page to see what's available to our Homebase patrons. So what are some must-have items on your business startup checklist? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on Homebase.